Ladies and gentlemen, get up on your feet, stay up on your feet, and give it up for the Miami Heat sensation, Dwyane Wade.
How you doing?
Good to see you. All right. Okay. You know, he's married. What's going on, big man? How you doing?
Man, I feel good. I'm here.
That's a beautiful watch you got on, by the way. Before I even get to basketball stuff, I mean, that rookie contract you signed, you're not supposed to be able to make that much. I mean, that's a nice watch there.
Well, thank you, man. It was a gift.
It was a gift from the Diesel?
Nah, I went from the Diesel.
All right. He looks like the only guy that can afford that right now. You know? How you doing, man? I mean, am I going to be in South Beach in June? Let me just get to the important stuff right off the bat. Am I going to be in South Beach in June?
Well, we both got something in common because I want to be in South Beach at June, too. So, you know, we're going to do our best.
How difficult is life in South Beach? Educate me. I mean, you know, for most of us, we look at South Beach and it looks like a very inviting environment. How is that?
It is very inviting. It's a nice place. Got nice people out there, Steve.
It's got nice people?
Nice people. Lovely people in Miami. Lovely people.
I'm telling you, man. But listen, I'm looking at this team right now, and I'm saying to myself, Dwyane Wade has really established himself as a bona fide superstar in this league. Looking at yourself right now, what you've been able to do thus far, did you see yourself being this good this early in your career?
No. You know what? You was there, Steve, when I got drafted, when we had media day. How many people was talking to me?
Very few.
Very
Actually,
few.
I was one of the few that came over to you.
Right. You know what? And at that very moment, at that time, I knew that I was going to have an opportunity to really surprise people. But, you know, I always knew I could play this game. So I just needed to be in the right position, the right team, the right coach to let me play. And that's where I'm at now. I'm in Miami, where I'm in a perfect position to go out there every night and just do what I always done. You know, my rookie year coming in, I was a point guard. I never played point guard before. So it was an adjustment. But now I'm just playing basketball.
But tell the truth, though. I mean, you knew before the draft that if you fell as far as 5, you were going to get picked by the Miami Heat. That wasn't a negative thing. That was a beautiful thing.
No, I didn't know that at all.
Really?
I didn't know where I was going.
Wow.
To tell you the truth, I mean, if you want to be honest, I thought I would be going to Chicago because, you know, it's my hometown. I worked out there, too, went there 3 times. So I thought if anywhere, that was the only place I could see myself going because of the interest that they showed. But, you know, Coach Riley, I had no indication that they was going to draft me.
How is it different now, the pressure, as opposed to when you first came into the league?
Well, when I first came in, I mean, I wasn't expected to do much at first. You know, I was, like I said, I was flying on the radar. I had LeBron, Carmelo, them guys was the talker of my draft. So I was flying on the radar, and it gave me an opportunity to mess up, you know, on the court, and I'm thankful for that. But
yeah, you did lose your first 7 games of the regular season in your rookie year.
Yeah, 0-7. We was 0-7.
That's right.
You're right. We went to the playoffs that year, Steve.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true. Look at him educate me. Stephen A. Smith, quite frankly, I'm in the house with Dwyane Wade of Miami Heat. When we come back, we're going to get a lot more into this man, the Miami Heat, and who knows what else. He's sitting with me, so anything's possible. We'll be back in a minute. Welcome back to Quite Frankly. This is Stephen A. Smith. I'm in the house with the one and only Dwyane Wade of the Miami Heat. And you know, when we think about the Miami Heat, we think about a team that everybody, you have so many people out there. You look at the Diesel, you look at Shaquille O'Neal, you look at Dwyane Wade. Then they go and they make some off-season moves. They add Antoine Walker. They add Jason Williams. They add James Posey. They add Gary Payton. What were your thoughts coming into this season about the Miami Heat?
I was confused coming into the season. I mean, you know, of course, we had a great year last year. Of course, not the year we wanted, but, you know, we had a great year. We had guys that filled their roles perfectly. So when the moves happened, you know, I was kind of confused. You know, I'm not going to lie and say I wasn't. I didn't understand, you know,
why. Did you say anything to anybody? Did you say something to Pat Riley?
You know what? I mean, when everything happened, Coach Riley called me and asked me, you know, what I thought about it, and I gave him my honest opinion on what I thought about everything. But at the same time, I told him, if you feel that this is going to make us a better team, I'm all for it.
So he called you before he actually made the moves, not after he made them?
No, before.
Okay, so he called you before.
Yeah.
And you said if he felt that this was the right move to make, to go ahead and go for it. When you envision this team, you start piecing it together the way basketball players do, what did you see in your mind the Miami Heat team being with those new additions to the squad?
In my mind, I vision excitement. I vision a team who can score on any given night, no matter who's having a good night, no matter who's in the lineup or not. I vision a team that can go out there every night and compete. I mean, you got guys who's been all-stars in this league. You know, we got a couple of, we got our own all-star team if you look at it down the line. So I just look at a team that's going to be very exciting.
And then you looked at it then, and then what was your concern, though? Did you have any concerns at all?
Well, my concern was of course, it was defensively. Losing Eddie Jones, you know, one of our main defenders, our tough defender, then it was like, okay, I'm going to have to move into that slot, and then it's going to take away from my offensive ability, and then, you know, different things like that. And I didn't know as a young player, I didn't know, you know, how to take that. But, you know, I came in, I worked hard, you know, to become the best defender I can for this team to help us win and still be productive on the offensive end.
Did you do anything conditioning-wise to get yourself in better shape? Not to say that you were ever in bad shape, but if you're going to be chasing the Rip Hamiltons of the world around, obviously you're going to have to be in tip-top condition. No question
at all. Only thing you can do with that is, you know, get used to learning how to chase people off screens, which I'm still, you know, having an adjustment with. I have never done that. So this is my first year chasing guys off screen. So I'm just trying to get used to it. I started in practice or in training camp, just trying to, you know, lock and trail guys and make them feel my presence there as much as I can. But it's a very tough assignment, no question.
Now let's fast forward. Obviously, you know, there was a coaching change that took place. Stan Van Gundy was the coach of this team, and obviously Pat Riley moved in. And I understand that from a player's perspective, there's but so much you can talk about from that particular situation. But if you look at Stan Van Gundy, and no disrespect to him because he did a phenomenal job coaching the Miami Heat over the last 2 seasons, didn't get enough credit for that. But the one thing that I've always said that might have been somewhat problematic is that he was one of those coaches that wore his emotions on his sleeve. That was the one downfall, in my opinion, that could work against you being an NBA coach. Any accuracy to something like that at all? Do you think that something like that could have ended up being his downfall from the standpoint of him electing to step down?
Well, you know, Coach Van Gundy he got very involved in the game, very emotional. It was kind of like he was, you know, a 6 man out on the court. You know, it was when we was frustrated, he was frustrated. And at the same time, you got to respect a man like that because of his will to want to win, and his knowledge of the game was, you know, second to none. And him stepping down, you know, I think, you know, it was totally what he said it was, man. It was really him, you know, being there for his family. And how can you down a man for wanting to be there for his family? Because at the end of the day, your family's going to be there when basketball not.
Was it difficult to play for him?
No, I had a great time. I mean, he let me grow. He let me grow on the court, make mistakes, just be myself. But also, you know, we have fun on the court.
So when he elects to step away and Pat Riley moves in to take over as head coach, he's already the president. What aura did he bring to the team that may have been non-existent with Stan Van Gundy as the coach?
It was like straight up. you know, Coach Riley got this aura about him that is just, you know, when he walks in the room, everybody just, you know, get quiet and get straight up. You know, and that's how it was. It was like, okay, you know, some of the things that we did on the court defensively that was going on, it's not finna go on no more. We got to go out there and buckle down every night.
But why did it go on with Stan Van Gundy?
It wasn't that we was letting it go on. It wasn't as much emphasized as it is with Coach Riley. I mean, we had scoring power. You know, even though Shaq was out, we still were scoring a lot of points, you know, without our best player, most dominant player in the league. So, with Coach Riley, he want defense. He want defense. You know, he of course he want to score, but he'd rather, you know, stop guys and win that way first.
I want to read a quote to you. This is Pat Riley talking about the combination of Shaquille O'Neal and Dwyane Wade. Quote, Dwyane respects the fact that Shaq respects and embraces him. That's where Dwyane is so different. A lot of young players come into the league and have no respect for greatness or for great players who have done it. Their relationship has flourished because of both of them cooperating to be part of each other's games and to look out for one another. It's become a very dynamic duo. When you hear something like that from Pat Riley, what crosses your mind?
Well, he's looking closely. I'll tell you that. But to hear that from him, he's been a part of coaching a lot of great dynamic duos. You know, for one. But for me to be a dynamic duo with Shaquille O'Neal and people to see it happening so fast. I mean, it's only our second year playing together, and it happened so fast between both of us because we both came in and said we're going to do whatever we can together to get, you know, one thing, and that's to get a championship ring.
How do you and Shaq, I mean, I'm assuming, and I pretty much know, I mean, y'all are very, very close. How did that happen?
It's easy, man. You know Shaq. Everybody knows Shaq, man. It's easy to get along with him. And but the one thing that we did have, we sat down when he first got to Miami and I first came back from the Olympics. We sat down and we had a conversation for an hour and talked about everything that happened in L.A. And asked me, do I have any concerns?
What did he say about what happened in L.A.?
He said, don't believe none of it.
Right.
No, he said he had some differences with different things that they wanted to do over there. Of course, at the time, Shaq is the greatest player of all time, and Kobe is coming to his own. Of course, at the time you're going to have that. And he said they had some differences over there, that's something that we will not and cannot have down here, and I absolutely agree with him.
So when you look at the relationship and the affection that you and Shaq have for one another and the way y'all games are elevating because of it, I know some people think that Shaq is on the decline. Get that twisted if y'all want to. He's gearing up for postseason. Trust me. But when I think about it, I still say to myself, gotta ask Dwyane Wade, how does that make you look at somebody like a Kobe Bryant who seemed incapable of mending fences with Shaquille O'Neal, or vice versa, whatever way you want to point the finger at? The bottom line is they didn't have the most ideal relationship in the world. What does that make you feel like when you consider the kind of relationship you have with Shaq?
Just makes me feel like I'm a different person. Certain players feel like they don't have to, as long as you got a great relationship on the court, you don't have to be best of friends off the court. But I'm a different kind of player, I'm a different kind of person.
How are you different?
All my teammates, any teammate I ever had, you could tell them, we all become close because that's the kind of person I am. I go to war with these guys. I'm with these guys more than I'm with my family. So I want to become close with these guys and be friends with these guys forever.
But do you feel that way because they're your teammates, or are you just naturally that way? I mean, again, a lot of people, like you talked about during media day, very few people came up to you. You was just as nice as you could be to everybody. You just always seem to be a very nice and humble guy. Are you naturally that way, or do you step out of your way, or do you go out of your way to be that way for teammates?
No, I'm naturally that way. Of course I got a mean streak, when at 7:37 when the ball go up,
right.
I got a mean streak. But, normally, no, I'm a nice guy, man. It's no point in me walking around, acting tough or, or being mad, for what? For real, what would that get accomplished? Stress, I don't need that. I can go around and be happy, man. I'm living a dream. I'm young, playing in the NBA. I'm still living, man. And I'm just happy, to be that God put me in the position that he has. So, I'm very thankful and grateful every day.
Well, you didn't seem too nice to Kobe. I mean, y'all were on the court together.
That was 7:37. That was after the tip-off. We both competing. We both are fierce competitors. Kobe is one of the fiercest competitors that ever played the game, and I'm a competitor also. So we both compete. That's at 7:37.
Now, is it just a basketball thing? How do you feel about Kobe Bryant?
One of the most talented guys to ever will play this game. It's unbelievable what he can do on the court. When you're not playing against the guy, you got to tune in to ESPN and check him out. And see what he's done that night. And when he scored 81, everybody was tuning in to see what the guy did. So you respect him for his ability on the court. That what he does.
But that's now. When Shaq first came to Miami, people would look at Dwyane Wade and sort of like keep their eyes on you, wondering how you'd look at Kobe, how you'd interact with Kobe on the court while going against him, simply because Shaq's your boy now. Oh, yeah. And their relationship wasn't ideal at the time. So how did you feel about Kobe at the time when Shaq first came to Miami and you had to go up against him?
The same way I do now. You respect the player. You respect his greatness. You respect that. You got to be ready when you play Kobe. You got to get your rest. You got to come in and bring your A game. But at the same time,
Shaq warned you about that?
Shaq didn't have to.
Okay.
I was in college watching Kobe a lot of years.
I'm just checking.
He didn't have to, but you just got to. We respect players to a certain extent, and then on the court, you just being competitors. I have nothing against Kobe. Shaq is my boy, no question. Forever in life. And whatever they had going on, that's between Shaq and Kobe.
I got a question. I got a quote I want to show you from Shaquille O'Neal. This is about you. This is Shaquille O'Neal. I'm sorry, a soundbite. Shaquille O'Neal talking about Dwyane Wade right here on this show. Check it out. Here's what he had to say.
First of all, he's a nice, humble kid. Second of all, I don't think he knows how good he can be. Third of all, he listens, and he's a great player. I know in this league that in order to win a championship, you have to have a great 1-2 punch.
You hear those words from Shaquille O'Neal. How do you feel?
It means a lot. For one, this guy is one of the 50 greatest players that ever played this game. You know, he's one of the most known guys around the world, you know, not just in basketball, but in life. And for him, you know, whenever he mentions my name in that kind of light, you know, it just makes me feel, you know, like I'm doing something right, you know, when it comes to the way I interact with people and in basketball. So I want to hear more of that, so I try to go out there every night and continue to prove to him that I can be better and that I do want to win a championship and that we can be one of the best 1-2 punches.
You're self-motivated, but how much does it motivate you knowing that, you know what, you deliver a championship for this man, it'll go down in history because he departed ways from L.A. Some people speculated whether or not he'd ever win a championship again. What would that be like for you?
You know what, I might even cry. I ain't a big crier, Steve.
You might cry?
I might even cry,
I'm going to stop you right there. He's a household name now on the All-Star team and in People magazine, but he didn't always get the recognition. He wasn't in the ACC or the Big Ten or the Big East. We'll get into all of that and much more about Dwyane Wade when we come back. Don't go anywhere. Stephen A. Smith back in the house with the one and only Dwyane Wade of the Miami Heat. You know, coming out of Marquette, you weren't too well known. A lot of people looked at you and they said, well, you know, he's got some skills or whatever, but you really didn't become known until that last year when you took Marquette to the Final Four and all of that stuff. Talk about that last year, your college experience, what that was like for you, especially elevating your name the way that you did.
Man, that last year was it was truly amazing, probably the best time I had, you know, in basketball, man. You know, helping take a team. I said helping because I had help. I had Travis Dean, who now plays at the Orlando Magic, and a guy named Rob Jackson that helped. Is also a big guy that we had. But helping take a team that no one knew about. You know, when I went to Marquette, people was like, "What are they?"
I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't know about y'all either because I was like, "Who are you?" I knew Marquette was, you know, near Milwaukee and all that stuff, but I was like, "Who is Dwyane Wade?"
Yeah, man. Helping take a team like that to the Final Four. Beating, you know, Kentucky, who had just won 26 games in a row. Sorry, you know, Coach Riley, I know that's your team. But had just beat, you know, won 26 games in a row. And, you know, to do it, man, and do it the way we did it, man, it was special. And I wasn't never worried about the recognition that I got. I was always worried about, I want my school to be out there. I want people to know Marquette and to know what we stand for, man.
How you feel about them being in the Big East, by the way? They're in the Big East now?
It's exciting, man.
You like that?
Yeah, it's tough. It's going to be tough. And I think they're doing a pretty good job with this young team that we got this year. But it's going to be tough. I think our recruiting class is going to pick up more because people are going to, you know, hopefully starting to, you know, recognize Marquette.
Now, if you hadn't had such a great year, would you have stayed in college? Because a lot of people don't realize this. You know, I mean, your wife, you've been with her since your freshman year in high school. You knew her since you were 9 years old. I mean, you've been with her. You've been with her forever. I mean, hey, give the man a round of applause. You know, let me just deviate from this equation for a second. How is that? I mean, explain how that feels. I mean, I don't know too many people that do that. I don't know too many. You know a girl since you were 9 years old, and that's your wife.
Yeah, you gotta be friends, man. I think that's the main thing. You know, I think we're more like roommates at times. You know, because we've been knowing each other since we was kids. You know, we grew up a block from each other. So we got a lot of history, Steve. You know, a lot of history.
That's an Oprah moment right there, boy. That's an Oprah moment right there, boy. I tell you that right now. But is she? And you've got a son now. He's about 3 years old, 3 or 4.
Yeah, he got a birthday coming up on Saturday, man.
Okay, he's gonna be 4 years
He'll
old.
He'll be 4 years old.
All right, congratulations. Give him a round of applause. 4-year-old son coming up. Got to just put that out there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, are those two individuals the reason that you elected to come out of school?
It was a big reason, man. I mean, having a family in college, tough. It builds a lot in you. You know, but I think it was also time too. You know, it was time for me to come out. But you know, having a family really made me make that decision a lot easier. You know, I had to support my family as a man. You want to support your family. I had the opportunity to support my family. You know, at 21 years old, my son was growing up, and it just worked. It was just the perfect timing.
Now, some people sit there, and I'll tell you right now, the women will be anxious to give you a round of applause with this because you're a happily married man living in South Beach. I mean, you know, how? Look, man, you be Dr. Phil. I need advice. How? Explain that to me. How do you be happily married in South Beach? At your age, with your stardom, being on People magazine, you know, all the sexiest list and all of this other stuff. I mean, break it down for us that don't know.
You just have to meet my wife, man, and that'll tell you everything because it's more You know, like I said, man, we got a friendship, and I mean that's just, you know, anytime, you know, whether I'm here or whether I'm there, she's always right here in the middle, and you know, that's very important, man.
There's a quote from you on being a family man. You know, far be it for me to digress, but these things are good. Quote, no question it has made a difference on the court. It's forced me to be mature and helped me handle things that come up in the NBA. My wife, Savon, and I have known each other for what seems like forever. She was a person who I never really looked at romantically growing up in Chicago. Then one day in high school, she came over to me and asked me out, and we took it from there. So she asked you out? She rolled up on you like that?
Oh, yeah. I'm quiet, Steve. I'm quiet.
What do you mean you quiet?
I'm quiet, man. You know, I just sit and chill out.
So so you would not have approached her and going up to her and asked out for a date?
That's not in my character.
Oh, you think you so smooth. You think you so smooth. Come on, man. Come on.
Nah, you know, it works because she's the more outspoken one. And I'm the, you know, the laid back one, and baby, it's okay. Calm down. She the more, you know, ready to get at it.
Well, let me tell you this. You can say that, and that's cool. That's sweet. But you on the cover of magazines, flexing your muscles. You showing up at the MTV Awards and all of this other stuff with Shaq and his pimp daddy hat. You understand what I'm saying? You on the cover of ESPN magazine, just, you know, half naked. You understand? I mean, you know, they're trying to make you out to be a sex symbol now. You don't seem to mind.
No. It's okay, man. You know, I'm just having fun, man. I'm doing things that, you know, a lot of people would love to do, and I'm getting the opportunity to do it, you know, now. So I'm just trying to take advantage of all my opportunities.
Now, you did say the wife was outspoken. How does she feel about all of that?
She cool with it. She all right. You know.
She's all right with it?
Yeah, she cool with it, you know.
Okay. As a man raised by 5 women, 4 older sisters and my mother, I know for a fact that you received a warning from your wife. Don't act like you didn't. What was the warning? Give it up. Give it up.
You know, the only you know, from the things I did, the Pew magazine, the cover ESPN magazine, I didn't receive no warning for that. Now, she know that one day I want to, you know, do a little acting, and that's where we're going to have a little problem.
Why is that? The love scene? She's worried about the love scene. Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
You told her you got aspirations of doing a love scene with somebody?
I didn't say that, but you know that was the first thing that came to her mind.
So she said, who you gonna do the love scene with? And you answered her?
No.
You sure?
No, you know I ain't. You know I ain't answer. You know I started talking about stuff she wanted to talk about. You know, so these curtains look nice right here, baby.
Yeah.
You did a great job.
Yeah, but that didn't work, did it?
No,
She's your wife. She knows
but you know
you.
what? But I'm not into the acting thing yet, so I got a little time.
Right. But because you're not into the acting thing, that means you couldn't get away with it because she knew, because you wasn't ready. You couldn't act it off. Which means she made you answer that question.
She didn't make me answer.
Really?
No.
You got a good woman, hold on to her. You got a good woman, hold on to her. She didn't make him answer that question. Here's a question from the studio audience. Let's go to you. Yes, sir.
If your team was down by 1 point and you had to pass the ball to any player in the NBA, who would it be and why?
If my team was down 1 point?
Yeah.
And I had to pass it?
Yeah.
Man, that's a tough question right there, man. If I had to pass it, anybody in the NBA? Well, I'm a loyal person, man, so I ain't going to go outside the NBA. I'm going to stay on my own team. My team was down 1 point to the Washington Wizards this season, and I had the opportunity to shoot the ball. I passed it down to Shaq. He got fouled. Went to the line and sent us in overtime. So if I had a chance to do it all over again, I would have made the same play, I guess.
Does it make you nervous, though? Because that's the one Achilles heel of Shaquille O'Neal's game, his free throw shooting. That's been well documented. We all know that. The game is late. It's crunch time. Every single shot counts. Do you hesitate to give him the ball knowing that in all likelihood he'll get fouled and have to go through the free throw line?
I mean, you know, it all depends what what kind of play it is, how the game is, man. You can't really just say, well, I'm going to throw the ball down to him. Of course, you know, a lot of times we put the ball in my hand or other guy's hand, they can make a play. But at that very moment, you know, I had a shot, but I didn't have a good shot. He had a better shot than me. He wasn't expecting it because I almost hit him in the back of the head with it. But he caught it and went up and got fouled. So at that time, I felt that he had a better opportunity to help this team win than me trying to be the hero and taking a bad shot.
I wish some other people on the Miami Heat would have known that in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals last year. Let's go to the next question. Yes, ma'am.
Dwyane, who do you think is the best point guard in the NBA?
Uh-oh.
Best point guard right now in the NBA is Chauncey Billups.
Chauncey Billups?
Yeah, right now.
Okay, for the Detroit Pistons. Why Chauncey Billups over Steve Nash?
Well, I love Steve Game, man. I mean, but I'm gonna go with Chauncey for one because I play him, you know, 4 times a year, so I get to see him more. You know, I get to match up with him more. So you know, maybe that's the thing with me. But I mean, big shot, man. Big shot Billups. You know, not only does he plays on both ends of the floor, but when it's time to come through. Even though I don't like it. He come through, man. That's it takes a lot of heart, and he's a great player.
You coming through too, Stephen A. Smith. Quite frankly, I'm in the house with the one and only Dwyane Wade of the Miami Heat. We'll be back in a minute. You know he's not going anywhere. You know he's not going anywhere. I'm not gonna get into the Dr. Phil stuff though. I'm gonna move beyond that. We'll be back in a minute. Back on Quite Frankly with Dwyane Wade. The Olympic experience wasn't the greatest in the world. Obviously, he came home with a bronze medal. Talk about that just a little bit real quickly, what that experience was like for you. It wasn't too good for me in Athens, Greece, but how was it for you?
Well, I mean, of course, not winning the gold medal. I mean, being the first team not to go and win the gold. You know, of course, it hurts. You know, it hurts and it drives you, you know, so much. But with that being said, I mean, I got a great experience out of it. You know, being in Greece, you know, representing my country, man, going out there every day with that jersey that say USA, you know, it made me feel great. You know, gained a lot of relationships, you know, over there with certain players, and I'm still young, so it was a great experience. Hopefully one day I get to experience it again.
Let's switch back to the Miami Heat. I want to bring up Alonzo Mourning. He's somebody I feel has reestablished himself. Alonzo Mourning, with all the stuff that he's going through with his kidney ailment, I mean, it's just a miraculous story. What a phenomenal job he's doing this year as one of the premier defenders in the game.
Of course.
I'm thinking he needs to be in the starting lineup alongside Shaquille O'Neal if y'all are going to beat the Detroit Pistons and anybody else in the playoffs for that matter to get to the NBA Finals. What are your thoughts about how important Alonzo Mourning is to this crew this year?
Well, my thoughts on how important he is, man, is you know, it's not enough time in this segment, you know, to really go into his importance, not only in basketball, but in all our lives, man. You know, Zoe is a guy who brings it every day, not every night, every day.
He's intense.
Intense. Walk through, weight room again, because you can see how swole he is.
Right.
I mean, he brings it every day, man.
And when you ask him a question, what does he do?
So run a joke on the team. But, you know, he gets into a long dialogue, you know, and he always start off with, like, this team or this. You know, he always go into, and he got the finger. Wait, you going to have him on the show? You going to go into this team was assembled. I can't
keep going.
No, man, Alonzo, man, you know, he has a reason to go into long dialogues because of what he's been through, man, and he's still playing his game. You know, when he feared for his life at one point, and now, you know, he's as healthy as anybody that I know, and he's still playing this game. So he got a lot to be thankful for, so we understand why he goes on.
Let's go to another question from the studio audience. Yes, sir.
Who would you pick as your starting 5 in an all-time NBA team?
All time? Well, I'm going to go with Shaq at my center. No question about it.
Over Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
Yeah, I mean, that's all I know. Shaq. You know, I know I'm 24. I ain't get opportunity to. No, I didn't get the opportunity to see their greatness. I got the opportunity to see Shaq greatness, so I'm gonna just go with, you know.
I'm not mad at you. I'm 26. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, my team might be kind of small because I got to put myself at the point, right?
Okay.
And I got to put Jordan at the 2.
Well, you don't have to put
no,
yourself
I'm
at the
gonna
point.
put myself at the point. It's my. You know, I'm gonna put Jordan at the 2.
All right.
And I'm gonna put Magic at the 3. Magic 6'9", man. I'm gonna put Magic at the 3.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Okay.
And I'm gonna put Karl Malone at the 4.
Karl Malone?
Yeah.
Why not Larry Bird?
I'm gonna go with Karl Malone. I need some muscle. I got a lot of wing players.
Doesn't Shaq have enough muscles for both the center and the power forward position?
No, he take too many beatings. He needs somebody else with some muscle, you know. Somebody that can chase other guys around, do different things.
One of the things I want to ask you, you look at, when LeBron James came out. LeBron James came in the draft. The whole draft was about LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony. Now, obviously, Darko Milicic got thrown in between them. And we won't get into all of that. But at the end of the day, Dwyane Wade came 5th. Where do you feel you rank with LeBron and Carmelo right now?
I would never answer that question. I never rank myself as a player. I wouldn't rank myself with them guys. I feel that we all have done a great job for the NBA thus far in our short careers. And you know what? I feel I was lucky to come in the draft. A lot of people say, I probably shouldn't feel this way. I feel I was lucky to come in the draft for LeBron and Carmelo because early on they took so much attention off me. And like I said, I was playing a new position. So I got the opportunity to grow and make mistakes. And then when it was time for me to shine and time for me to go out there and show people, once we got on TV, that I can play this game, and then I got an opportunity to do it when I was already comfortable in my role.
Is it just about playing with you? I mean, you come from a relatively religious black background with your parents and all. I mean, obviously you married young and you're a very responsible young man in so many different ways. But when people look at today's NBA, they say that the NBA has taken a huge image hit. That was one of the reasons the dress code came into play and all of this other stuff. When I think about you, I'm asking, how cognizant are you of your image because of all the things that have been said about NBA players?
Our image is very important, man. I mean, every day, it's tough too, man, because every day you go out, if you have a certain kind of image, people are gonna look at you that way. If you're a nice guy, you got to be nice every day. If you're a tough guy, when they see you, you better be tough. You better act tougher. They're gonna be like, what's wrong with him? Huh? That ain't, so it's tough, man. But image is very important. But I think the main thing with image is you got to be yourself. And if you're being yourself, then it's easy. So that's what I try to do.
Do you think being yourself somewhat hurt you? Because I remember screaming to the high heavens last year that, you know what, here's a guy that epitomizes everything the NBA swears they want to be about. He's humble, he's articulate, he sits there, he's kind and generous to people, and he can ball. And they kept marketing LeBron and Carmelo as opposed to Dwyane Wade. Did you ever reach a point where you thought about what I just said?
Yeah, no question. It was always, I kind of understood that, especially in college. I've always been hearing it, the way, the kind of person I am. I think it has hurt me, not now, but I think early on it did kind of hurt me because I wasn't this loud, this loud guy. I wasn't, your typical NBA player. I wasn't always in the spotlight. Like I said, I was a family man. I was in the background. And on the court, I was always a guy who liked playing with his teammates, so I wouldn't come down and take so many shots. And in college, there was a hit on me. He needed to take more shots. He needed to take over in there. So it was a hit on me for a while, but now I think people are starting to, see, and I'm starting to, really believe in what I'm doing. Hopefully it continues. My fans, hopefully they continue to like the style and the way that Dwyane Wade is, because it's the only way I know how to be.
You're balling. They'll keep liking your style. Another question from the audience. Go ahead, ma'am.
What was your first reaction when you found out you were chosen for the NBA All-Star team?
This year?
Yes.
Oh man, very, it's It was a great feeling, man. To be, like everybody said, but to be picked by the fans for me is truly an honor. I'm truly grateful, that my fans like the style of play, like my style of play, but like me off the court. Because, it's a lot of players that's good in this NBA, but it's not a lot of players that fans, grab a hold to and love and like. So. I'm very grateful, and I'm honored to represent the fans in the East.
Easy to love, boy.
Thank you.
Dwyane Wade. I appreciate it, boy. Truly appreciate it. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.